Hello everyone, my name is Marun Asaf. Today I'm gonna briefly explain how I created my Flappy Bird game. First, I imported all the sprites that I need. I placed the background, which is the sky, the foreground, and which is the grass, or I called it ground. I placed the columns in the midground, and I made sure that they are in this order in the sorting layers. I spliced the bird's picture into three, and I called them dead, and bird flap. After that, I created an animation for the bird, and let me click here. So here we have three idle, flap, die, which we will be calling later in the code. Idle, this is the picture. Flap, this is the picture, and die, this is the pictures that we'll be using. As for the columns, I created them in prefabs so we can repeat them and do changes to one, and we'll apply to all of them. Let me go back to the scene. Now I also created colliders on the ground, the bird, and the columns. Used rigid body so that the law of physics will apply to them. The bird will be using gravity, while the background will be using the kinematics, which will be controlled through the code. I also created some text, the score text and the game over text, which will be hidden for now, but it will be called from the code to display at the end of the game or whenever the bird is dead. Now let's see the scripts. First, I'm gonna open the game controller. In the game control, I created something called public static game control instance, which will allow any class to call public functions. For example, bird died and bird scored from other classes. In this class, I have set parameters, which I can change from the UI, or I can set the values for these parameters in here. And I created on mouse click, on mouse down for the bird, which will stop the velocity to make it 0. It will add an upward force, which is 200F, and it will set the trigger to flap, which is in the animation which we called from the animator. The same thing I created on collision function that will make the bird die, which will call the bird died from the game control, which is here, and sets the game to game over, and will display that text on the screen. I'm going to quickly show the code for the column pool, which will spawn the column based on numbers that we set here, which will specify the rate, the number, and the distance between them. The same thing for here, which will make sure that it scores whenever the bird collides to the invisible collider. The background will repeat here, and I made it ×2 because I needed it bigger for a bigger screen. And as I said, the background is going to be scrolling, and here's the code for the scrolling of the background. Now let's play the game. This is how it dies, and here we are playing it. And thank you for watching.